Welcome to Monday. That was a little bit more intense than I was expecting. Just woke up kind of tired this morning, but you know what? I was like, let's just do it. Let's do a 30-minute run, see where it takes me. I am getting up a little bit earlier this week, even more so than I have been. So my alarm went off at 4:30 this morning. It is supposed to be insanely hot this week, and I just don't want to make things harder on myself than it needs to be. So we're getting up early. It's actually really nice right now. Like a little bit, I mean, obviously I'm sweating like crazy, but that's because I did a sprint into the end. So the last 3 minutes I was sprinting it in. Why? I don't know. I just felt good. I was like, let's just go for it. Let's finish it up strong. Also, I have a new pair of shoes too. I was going back and forth all last week, doing my research, seeing which ones are going to work for me. Typically, I go with Asics shoes because I have really narrow feet and those just fit super snug and I don't really have to worry about them. But I was looking up a bunch of different reviews and I was seeing that Brooks had some pretty good trail running shoes and also just had a little bit more support to it. Now, that's not saying that I don't like Asics. Don't get me wrong. That is still my go-to, and I do have a pair of them. But for right now, I bought a pair of Brooks. As far as I can remember, this is my very first pair of Brooks. So we're going to ride it out this week and see how I feel about them. That's another reason I was like, I want to at least go up a hill. I want to climb some stairs. I want to go for a little bit of a longer run and also a sprint just to kind of get everything all in one. The only thing that I'm not liking right this second is that my foot or like my toe rides pretty high on the end of my shoe. And that is probably because it's a little bit wider than I'm used to. And I knew that when I tried them on in the store. So I was going between two different sizes, but the one that was a little bit smaller or like half size down, that was just way too tight. Not terrible, but I am noticing it. I mean, they're brand new shoes, so they're not going to be the absolute best at this moment. I need to break them in. The laces is something that I'm going to have to play around with. I tried to get it nice and even the way that I normally do. Then it was getting really, really tight on like by my ankle, and I just can't have that either. Also, the mosquitoes are out, so this is great. So I'm going to have to start running here in a little bit, do my cool down. I'm going to do 10-minute cool down, and then also some core work, which I was trying to do outside, but I don't know, I'm just getting eaten alive. So I think we're gonna have to go back down to the gym and do all that. Some positive things that I like about the shoe, the structure of it, very much enjoy. As soon as I started even just warming up for the first 6 minutes, I could already feel that my hips were positioned differently with these, and I wasn't having to work so hard to pay attention to kind of like roll my hips under and back, or like down and back, however you want to say that. They just naturally did that with these shoes. And then when I was sprinting, when I decided I wanted to run it in at the end, as soon as I made the choice to get up on my toes, it was like positioned perfectly. I didn't have to worry about balancing, of going over too far or stomping on my heel as I'm running. It just felt super natural to be in that position. And then going from sprinting down to jogging, it was effortless. And those are obviously two major things. So the fact that those are really good. Also, going up the stairs felt like I was on clouds. Compared to the shoe that I had, they've been worn out for a while. And if I'm going to be super honest, they were not running shoes to start with. I didn't know that this was how my fitness journey was going to take me. So when I first started all the way back in June, I just got like a basic pair of, I'm going to say they were walking shoes or maybe training shoes, because I was going between my rower, lifting weights, doing yoga, stuff like that. I wasn't really looking for a specific to running shoe. So obviously I'm feeling all of the differences right now, that I want to be running at least 4 days a week. As long as my body says I can, that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Extremely grateful that the trail I went running on today had a lot of shade. I got up a little bit later than I was expecting, and I even knew it too. It's just I was in Hastings yesterday, so I was there a little bit later than I was expecting to. I mean, it's just a good time, you know, so you're gonna be there, hang out, chit chat all about the fibers and stuff. This morning, my alarm went off and I just didn't want to get up. It is very toasty out today, but I did it. 30 minutes, increased intervals. It was a little touch and go at the last 10 minutes. So I started with 20, and then I figured if I get that far and it is just too hot and I can't be out here anymore, then I'll come back and I'll do 10 minutes of something else, like on my rower or something like that. But I got through the 20 minutes and I was like, well, I'm already out here. Let's just go. Let's finish this up. Also, I don't like this one. It's blue raspberry and now I have a whole container of it. So out of all of the ones that I've tried so far, the pink lemonade is my favorite. I think I'm just gonna get like a couple of these just to have on hand. Maybe if I put some apple cider vinegar in it, because I've not been doing that to my hydration drinks lately. I also don't know where my water bottle is. I'm really hoping that I didn't leave it in Hastings. Pretty sure I unpacked everything. I was watching the animated Beetlejuice last night because I found that thrifting the other day, the entire animated series on DVD form, and I don't think I've seen every single episode. Okay, that's not terrible. Full lemon, full lime, 1 scoop of this, and however much of water this is, that's not terrible. I am gonna write that down because I basically have that entire container of blue raspberry left. We have weight day, which means I'm not going to be going outside to work out. I mean, I guess I could do it, but everything's here in my gym. So I'm just going to be down here, do a little bit of a warm up on the rower. I'm going to follow one of the warm-ups that they have on their rowing. Otherwise, if I just put on one of the like scenic routes, I would get really distracted and it just would not get done. About 20 minutes, that's what I'm going to start my workout with. And then if I feel like I need more, I'm just going to add it onto my stack and keep going. Do maybe like a 10-minute endurance or 10-minute core, something like that. We'll see. 20 minutes, honestly, if I feel fine after that, we're going to call it good for today. Little update on my shoes. At this moment, I'm sitting at about a 6 out of 10. There are a lot of things that I really love about these. It's just the fact that my toes move around a lot more than some of my other shoes do. So I do have some blisters. Could be a combination of a lot of things. Also, it's just a new pair of shoes, so it needs to get broken into. Not giving up on them quite yet, but I just keep thinking back to the other shoes that I've had, and I'm like, okay, this never happened. So my foot is moving around a little bit more. I'm gonna play around with the laces, see if that could help, maybe just tighten them in specific spots. Don't want to change the socks that I wear because these compression socks, they're my go-to. Like, this is what I found worked the best for me, especially with running. Compression socks are a must for me. I am going to use them today while lifting weights. That way, if it comes to the end of the week and I'm just like, okay, they don't work for me running wise, but they work for me on other things. So for cross training, whatever I'm doing, biking, walking, lifting weights, maybe they're the shoe for me that direction. Weightlifting, I am going to follow actually a program. I don't really want to put anything together. So I'm going to pick something out here. There are a lot of EDM workouts that I've been saving just specifically for that, like weightlifting, running, all the type of stuff. Yeah, there are some rowing ones. Okay, actually, I'm going to find that one and see if I can't row a little bit to some EDM music. Complete and total day off today. The humidity is just through the roof right now. I did everything that I wanted to for the entire week. All my runs. I ended up biking a lot more than I was expecting, which biking and we're still not loving each other, but I have the bike and it's a cardio workout that I can do that isn't running, so kind of rest a little bit in between my runs. I have been enjoying the shoes on my bike, this added bit of cushion right here. It's been really nice on the bike and then off it too. So like when I go down to the farmer's market and then get off the bike, walk around, get back on, it's just a little easier transition for me. Is going 5 miles, getting off the bike, it was really a struggle for me to get back onto the bike. And then if my feet are not comfortable, like it was a whole nother layer there. But these are incredibly comfortable to walk in and bike. So I will be keeping them for that. As far as running goes, this would be my last week with it, but I have a 5K race coming up next Saturday, and I don't really want to change up my shoes right now. Like, they work for me. There's just a few things that I couldn't really get into. I feel like they're fully broken in, so I'm gonna power through them one more week, and then after that, switch over to another pair that I had my eye on. And my Brooks are just gonna be for cross training only. There were a lot of things that I liked about this pair of shoes. The comfort level, the way that it was positioned and fit on my ankle, like that part right there, because it's a very big sensory thing for me. If it's a little bit higher and it's rubbing on my ankle bone, I would not be able to run with it, but it sat really nicely. The back has a lot of cushion there as well. No slipping happening. When it comes to running, the toe box is just too big for me. It was slipping around way too much, and I couldn't figure out a way to lace everything up together and make it kind of stay in one spot. Overall, these were a really good pair of shoes, and I am glad that I tried them because I've been staring at them for a while now. And like I said, I went through all the reviews and it just said, okay, these are really good trail running shoes. I still would say that they are. Just for me, since my feet are so narrow at the front, it just didn't work for me. They're nice shoes, they're super comfortable, and I'm not getting rid of them. So they're good for cross training. I just won't be using them for running anymore after my 5K. Before I let you go, we do need to check out our Halloween binder and see what movie we're going to be watching, and also the amount of rows that we need to work up for our crochet along, which we are working up the Haunted Video Store crochet blanket. I have 4 more rows that I need to work up, and then we are going to be watching Jennifer's Body. This movie oozes with camp and is basically a time capsule when it comes to the soundtrack for the early 2000s. It came out in 2009, but we just have all the goodies packed into here. So if you've never watched this, this is what you're watching tonight. One of those movies that completely flopped in the box office when it first came out, but now is just, it's exploded. I've seen crochet pieces from Jennifer's Body. There are a few sweaters that every time I see it, I'm like, I should crochet that. That would be super fun to do. The iconic prom dresses that they wear, it's a good one. So I'm going to be watching that tonight, but if this is not your pick, let me know what you're going to be watching. Thanks for checking in on my fitness journey here in the Yarn Dungeon. I hope you have a super spooky rest of your night, and I will see you in my next video.